Hey everyone, hope you're doing all right. Sorry for not having a video for last week. I actually planned on doing a video, but it was a little more involved. I kind of wanted to do a startup setup into doing a Kindle Vella. Thought some of you might be interested in that. But as it turned out, I just didn't really have the time or the setup to do that last week. So I'm not doing it this week either. I just got more material this week. So I do plan on doing that video at some time, but I have to get the scheduling right. So just kind of waiting on that, and hopefully one of these weeks I will have that for you. So just kind of talking about this new story that I've been working on, The Giant's Call. There's not really a whole bunch to go over that I haven't really said already. I'm just kind of going through my writing process because as opposed to Nights Under the Red Sky, when I started doing videos on that, this has been a process that, honestly, I can't remember how many years I've been researching it. Because I researched it for probably a year or two, maybe even more, before I even started working on it. And I apologize if there's background noise. And then I'm trying to think what year is it. I've been working on it for 2 years now, writing, or is it actually 3 years? Actually, yeah, I think it's closer to 3 years now. As opposed to that whole process with Nights on the Red Sky. Right now with The Giant's Call, I just have a few 1,000 words written, although I would have to look at my document. Actually, here it is. Let me pull it up real quick here. Okay. I just have maybe 16,000 is more than just a few words written, but a lot of that is actually also new material. I still haven't caught up to what I've written on a piece of paper, because this was, as I said, this was I don't care about it. I'm just going to write because I feel like writing, and I'm not going to think my non-thinking story. I'm just going to write because I feel like writing. So I still haven't gotten to what I've written on paper yet, although we're getting very close. Probably only have enough for like an episode and a half remaining. So that's kind of a long-winded way to say that I'm kind of getting into uncharted territory where I'm talking and thinking and discovering things kind of on the fly, for lack of a better term. Because there's just things I'm figuring out while I'm working on the story, whether it's a particular episode, like the one I'm planning publishing this week, although I try to stay a week ahead just to make sure that I don't miss a publication date, because I want to be able to hit that every Monday, which, by the way, new episode came out. For those of you who are interested, if you are watching on Instagram, I will have the link to my story in the bio, and if you're watching on YouTube, still not able to post links yet, so I will have the search code that you can put into Amazon to pull it up. So sorry about that. If you're interested, you're more than welcome to just watch the video. We'll just say that the first 3 episodes are always 3, and there are ways that if you've never done Kindle Vella before, you can get 200 free tokens. And sometimes, like just recently, Amazon was doing this recent promotion with Kindle Vella that they just gave out 500 free tokens just for whatever reason. I mean, obviously they're wanting to promote Kindle Vella. So once you're kind of signed up into that ecosystem, there are ways to earn free tokens, and obviously I would appreciate it if you bought tokens. That helps support me, but I understand things are expensive, and I just love people being able to read my story, to be able to give feedback on it, to like it, and then obviously you can reach out to me on Instagram, or you can comment here on the video if it's YouTube that you're watching this on. I'm trying to get a story out there, and I just appreciate everyone who's reading it. So I've rambled on long enough. So going back to, this process of just kind of writing on the fly and learning things about the story on the fly, it's been very unique, very different, and I've been enjoying it. Just kind of because I have the general story plotted out. I know what's, I kind of know the major beats, and obviously I know the ending. It also kind of helps because there is an inspiration that I'm drawing from as well for this story. So that does make the big points easier to remember. But, basically everything in between I have no idea about. So it's kind of been an interesting process of incorporating elements of Scandinavian folklore, mythology, what parts of that I want, what parts of that I don't want, obviously from the inspiration that I'm pulling from as well, what parts of that I want, what I don't want, what I'm kind of discovering about my own characters as well. And obviously as I step further and further away from the inspiration that started this project, kind of finding that unique tone and that unique voice that I hope that the book has. So yeah, it's kind of all really generic. I don't really have much of anything more to say than that, or I should say a specific example to give than that. Although it has been fun trying to find certain Scandinavian words, whether that's Finnish, Swedish, Norwegian, or Icelandic. I don't think I've used any Danish so far. Maybe some of these days I'll use a Danish word. But just kind of doing research on words and sayings and trying to incorporate them. That wasn't something I was anticipating doing, but as I keep going in, this world keeps getting its own flavor, its own the whole life of its own, which I'm really enjoying because I actually plan on doing a lot of stories in this world, not so much in the region that it takes place, Kaltia as I call it, but in this world, which is very much like ours. But it is ours in the past, but there's, I've messed with geography, I've messed with history, there's, people have potion magic, for lack of a better, I haven't found a good term for that. That's just kind of what I'm calling it, in reference, basically people have powers by drinking these potions from, plants and stuff like that. And the challenges, obviously, of, I have this concept that I wanted to have in the book, I haven't thought about what to call it yet. So those are like with the potion magic. I still don't know what to call it yet. So I'm kind of beating around the bush trying to make it sound in a decent way where it sounds like, people in this world, they would call it that way, even though I have no idea how this all works exactly and exactly what it's called. And what do you call a person who uses these potions to, cast a fireball or a potion to heal someone or something along those lines. So yeah, those are just the unique, fun little challenges going through this project that I'm really enjoying. Well, I think I've blathered on long enough. Thank you for bearing with me. Hope you're enjoying these videos. And like I said, please feel free to check out the story. It doesn't cost anything at all to check out the first 3. And there are ways to get free tokens so you can read more of the story for free. And if you could give it a like, that would be great. But if all you do is just watch this video, hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate you just taking the time. I hope your week has been great, that you've had a good Labor Day weekend. Mine's been really busy, but thankfully I had today off, which is actually on Labor Day. But yeah, so hope you have a great week. I hope to have another video for you next week. We'll see if it's the video I've been planning on doing about Kindle Vella, or if I want to talk about the story more. Just kind of have to see how this week goes, because it's going to be another busy week. But enjoying the process, enjoying making these videos, enjoying having this conversation with all of you. So I hope you are all having a blessed day. And remember, what we create matters.